Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. So 43-year-old Army veteran, former correctional officer, and Tennessee resident Jose Padilla had posted a ton of incriminating evidence on social media prior to the Capitol attack. In mid-November of 2020, Padilla wrote several times that if Biden was sworn into office, he would have to use, quote, the cartridge box. He also talked of war, of watering the tree of liberty. If you guys know that saying, it talks about using blood. And then Padilla shared a detailed plan about how to abduct Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on Inauguration Day and how to force them to enact new election laws. In December of 2020, Padilla responded to someone else's post. He wrote in part, quote, "We're going there to surround the Capitol and to let the politicians there know exactly what will happen to them if they vote to allow fraudulently assigned electors to vote. Make sure you bring rope." Yeah. Funny that he talked about fraudulent electors. Several days later, Padilla posted, quote, "We've got to do it on the 6th or never at all. We have to take over the Capitol building." Then he went on to describe the actions that they should take after that and to have Trump sign various items into law. In late December and in early January of 2021, Padilla continued to post online. He was encouraging Trump supporters to, quote, "take the seat of power, the Capitol building," and also, quote, "dissolve the currently seated legislative body." And Padilla made it clear on January 3rd of 2021, when he said dissolve the current body, he wasn't talking about just removing lawmakers from office. When another user posted about killing members of Congress on January 6th, Padilla responded with, quote, "Thank you, sir. I've been screaming from the rafters that we don't need to go to DC in support of Trump's reelection. We have to go in defense of our republic, defend it by taking their chambers by force, dissolving the government, and replacing all sitting legislators with patriots who gathered in DC." Then on January 4th and 5th, he wrote, quote, "I fully plan to incite people to storm the Capitol building and run all the politicians out of it. Belts and whips strongly recommended." And quote, "We need to take and occupy the Capitol building." On January 6th, Padilla headed to the Capitol. This was even before Trump's speech ended. And he was seen and he was heard berating and threatening the officers as the police were attempting to move Padilla back and move barricades forward. He grabbed onto the barricade and he violently shoved it into the officers. He finally let go after the officers stunned him, apparently, but then he moved to another area with barricades and he continued to curse at and threaten the officers. He was insulting them. And as Padilla was encouraging the mob to push, he was pushing the barricades into this second set of officers. So after he was repelled with pepper spray that time, Padilla then took part in that billboard attack. If you guys are new to the channel, you may not have heard about this before, but someone had this massive Trump sign. It was on large caster wheels. The sign was approximately 10 to 15 feet wide. They say it was about 5 to 6 feet tall. And the prosecutors say that the metal caster wheels were the size of a man's head. So the crowd picked it up off the ground and they carried it over and they started to use it like a battering ram against the police. They were slamming it into the police line. So that was dubbed the billboard attack. So Padilla helped to move that sign toward the police. So sometime after that, and after being sprayed with chemicals again, Padilla was seen approaching another group, a third group of officers standing guard behind barricades. once again, he's berating the police. He started shoving the barricades into the officers. Well, this time the mob assisted him and they were successful. They broke through that police line. Padilla was then seen chasing the officers into the lower West Terrace tunnel. And Padilla sent 2 messages to his wife while all of this was going down. In one, he said, quote, "It's working, babe." And also, quote, "It's not a rally anymore. It's a revolution." A couple hours later, Padilla was seen chucking a flagpole. He threw it like a spear at the officers who were guarding the tunnel. It struck one of them in the head. And then following the Capitol attack, he continued to implicate himself online, and he admitted to his intention to prevent the certification of the vote. So Padilla was arrested on March 12th of 2021, and in a superseding indictment, he was charged with 3 counts of assaulting officers, 2 of which included a dangerous weapon enhancement, 2 counts of civil disorder, obstructing an official proceeding, entering restricted grounds with a dangerous weapon, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 1 of which also included that dangerous weapon enhancement, and 2 counts of physical violence, 1 again also included a dangerous weapon enhancement. Padilla refused a plea deal. He opted for a bench trial, and let's just say he wasn't exactly honest during his testimony. Padilla claimed he wasn't trying to hit the police when he threw the flagpole at them. He said that he was trying to hit another member of the mob. He said that this person in the crowd bent down to pick up a weapon. So he was, trying to protect the police from this person. The video evidence completely proves otherwise. So in May of 2023, Padilla was found guilty by the judge on all but 1 count. The judge acquitted him on 1 count of assault with a dangerous weapon that was related to that billboard attack. So based on the most serious of the felony convictions, Padilla was facing up to 20 years in prison, 3 years of probation, and $250,000 in fines. The prosecutor requested a stiff sentence this time. They asked for 171 months in prison, so just over 14 years, plus 3 years of probation and $2,000 in restitution. At his sentencing hearing, Padilla was emotional, they said, when he told the court, quote, "I want to apologize to the officers. My actions that day were not in keeping with my character." Then Padilla said that he regrets the harm he caused, although he admitted that he wasn't regretful immediately after the Capitol attack, and quote, "I can only ask for your forgiveness." U.S. District Judge John Bates presided over Padilla's trial, and at the sentencing, he referred to Padilla as, quote, "one of the most aggressive rioters at the barricades." Then the judge also said that he believes Padilla is genuine in his remorse, quote, "but it's awfully late in the game." So remember, this judge sat through the whole trial and made the determination on his guilt. So when all was said and done, Padilla was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison, 2 years of probation, and $2,000 in restitution. And he's one of the few who's been in prison since his arrest because he was so violent. So he will receive credit for time served, so about 2.5 years at this point. Not even half of what the prosecutor requested, which is just ridiculous, but I guess it's still a decent sentence compared to what others have received who assaulted the police. And you have to think, even with an early release, he should still be in prison during the next election. So that's a good thing. The more of them that we can keep locked up, especially the violent ones, during the next presidential election, that is definitely a good thing for the country. So I will let you all know if I hear any more. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please donate if you can. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.